This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Gold heading back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
Can you say three-peat? Union Scotties, WPIAL champions.
The Neshannock Lancers are PIAA Class 2A state champions once again.
Swing and a miss. The Union Scotties. It's double gold for the County of Champions.
Wilmington, your District 10 1A champ.
Makes the catch. That will do it. Mohawk, back to back. Go celebrate.
The top local athletes and the top sports moments all featured here, live or archived at lcsportsnet.com.
There he is. Left corner for three. He's the now all-time leading scorer.
Palmer McCain makes the catch. Somehow the adjustment, and he is going to take it to the house.
Menses Monitis works through Rinson. Has a chance. Score!
Off the tip of the glove of the first baseman, Benedict. That's recovered. And did they get her? They did!
Oh, he has wide open. Gabe McKnight gets the touchdown.
Featuring over 100 broadcasts of county events in over a dozen sports. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Coming to you live from Neshannock High School's Mike Bubba Kirkwood Field, WPIAL Baseball on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Game 2 of the series between the Neshannock Lancers and the Laurel Spartans. Laurel at 2-1 in section play, Neshannock 0-1 after the walk-off victory from Laurel just 24 hours ago. Eric Thomas alongside, I'm James Dodson for Game 2 of this series, and love the back-to-back series on the WPIAL, and this is exactly why, Eric, because you had a hard-fought, emotionally charged game, an 11-9 victory for the home team in walk-off fashion, and you're going to come right back here 24 hours later, go to the other field, and do it all again against your local rival.
Yeah, and it's going to be Denny Joseph, who gave up the game-winning home run yesterday, who's going to be on the bump today for Neshannock. So interesting to see how he comes back. Look, this Neshannock lineup yesterday, really the power in their lineup was Mason Mraz and also Joey DiMuccio, who went 5 for 7 yesterday. The rest of the lineup only combined to go for 5 hits. So you would think at that point, well, maybe advantage Laurel because of their pitching. Connor Mackerel's going to start today. He's had some up and down outings here early in the season, so we'll see how this game goes. Maybe it is another 11-9 game like we saw yesterday, or that happened yesterday, who knows. But I know for sure that what's going to happen in this game today, Laurel's going to have to take advantage of the top of the order, which is not hitting very well right now for Neshannock. If they can get out of that and then maybe limit the damage that those two in the middle can do, then Laurel might get out of here with a sweep.
It'll be Connor McCrell, as you mentioned, starting for Laurel in place, or not in place of, but we kind of expected Lucas Santini, the Clarion commit, who hit that walk-off home run yesterday, to be the one on the bump for the Spartans, as he was right here in the big win against Shenango in the WPIAL quarterfinals a year ago. He will not at least start. He'll start at shortstop. Might see him over the course of the game as well. We'll talk about Colton Carlson, a big member of this Spartan team. 5 seniors on this squad. 2 teams that are ranked in the top 5 of the Trib Live High School Sports Network standings as they start. The rank is at the beginning of the year, but here's where it becomes key because Laurel was able to get the win yesterday without their ace. They still don't have their ace throwing today. Neshannock, I still think, trying to officially figure out who the 1, 2, and 3 are going to be. Both these teams use a multitude of pitchers 24 hours ago.
Yeah, they do. And, Denny Joseph, for giving up that home run yesterday, people will think about that because it's the recency thing. But his first outing against South Allegheny this year, struck out 10, only walked 2, and gave up 2 hits in 6 innings. So he might be in a position here today where he can cement himself as maybe the ace in this. But you're right, they've just kind of mixed and matched guys all season long, trying to find the right fit, trying to find a dominant ace. But another opportunity for him today against a lineup in Laurel yesterday in which 8 different guys got a base hit in that game yesterday against a very potent lineup. He's got a chance here this afternoon to kind of cement himself.
Local Lawrence County rivalry, Spartans and Lancers, always a fun one when we get these 2 teams coming to play against each other. We're going to take a quick break here. We'll come back with the first pitch from Neshannock High School. Neshannock versus Laurel when we return on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Hey, Mom, do you need a ride to the store today?
Oh, no thanks, hon. I got it covered. Mike's taking me.
Okay, well, you have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, right? I can take you to that.
No, I got it covered too. Mike's taking me.
Mike?
Yes, Mike's my Axe driver. Picks me up right at my door and even helps carry my groceries. It's so convenient to schedule and ride with Axe. Wish I would have called him sooner.
Okay, Mom. Sounds like you got it covered.
I have an apple pie ready to eat. How about you help me with that?
Contractors, the Department of Healthy Homes needs you. From small to large residential projects, you can help families live safer and healthier with the quality work you do. It's rewarding in more ways than one. Call LCAP's Department of Healthy Homes today.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
First pitch just a couple of moments away here between Neshannock and Laurel. Neshannock again at 3-1 overall, 0-1 in section play as they had their bye week officially in the first week in their season series. Laurel coming in at 2-1 in the section and 2-2 overall. Let's take a look at today's starting lineups brought to you by the Crane Room Grill. Hey, if you're hungry after the game, wing specials on Thursday nights, always specials daily at the Crane Room, and you can also get a takeout order at craneroom.com. For Coach Jason Burks and the Laurel Spartans, McBride will lead things off. Basically the same lineup for the most part that you've seen. Colton Carlson as the DH, more on that in a moment. Swalenik, Santini, McCrell, Medved starting at first base today. Then the 7, 8, 9 hitters, Bailey, Sipe, and Faulkner. 5 seniors, 4 juniors, and 1 sophomore in the starting lineup for the Spartans. And one of the big things we'll talk about in a moment after we look at the defensive alignment here for the Neshannock Lancers is the stolen base category. 6 swiped bags yesterday, 25 already in 4 games. So you can do that quick math. Even our producer, Rob Natel, can do that math. That's on average 6 stolen bags per game. The defense behind Denny Joseph, Gerlach, Hutchinson, and Aiken left to right in the outfield. Ryan Cameron and Nathan Rickle on the left side. Luca Pegley, Mason Miraz on the right side of the infield. Christian Holmstrup behind the dish for the senior Denny Joseph, a 1-1 record on the year, a 3.15 earned run average, but as you alluded to, the great start in his first game of the year, just a 1.05 whip on the year, and pretty consistent numbers. How about this? In his career, 47 strikeouts versus just 8 walks, exactly what you want to see. He's a crafty lefty, a lot of movement on his fastball.
Yeah, and we'll see, what happens right away with this lineup if Joseph gets control of it. And, obviously his defense is going to have to back him up. We're going to have to keep an eye on the wind here today, too. It's blowing right to left at about 16 miles an hour right now, so very windy. And this is, for the most part, a pretty open complex here, too. So when you get even just a little bit of wind, it all kind of like swirls in and around this area. There really isn't anything that prevents it from getting between the 2 fields here. So we'll keep an eye on that. Saw some guys that were having problems judging some fly balls and warm-ups, so obviously the wind's going to be a big factor blowing out towards the football field from right to left.
That defensive alignment, get the best protection behind you with Maduro Bonner Law. Maduro Bonner Law, a community firm with personal connection and individualized service. Your first pitch is going to be delivered by Axe. They deliver you anywhere you want to go in Lawrence County, and it's fouled back by J.J. McBride. Time of the first pitch is 4:34.
Up here, too.
But again, just how impressive to think that 24 hours ago you give up a walk-off, and Coach told me it was partially him, partially player, and partially the other seniors around him all kind of saying, no, Denny's getting the ball today.
Yeah, that's a good vote of confidence for your guy. And, this is a leadoff spot here where he's going to have to, as he's done here early, get ahead, stay ahead.
Working only from the stretch and fastball away, fouled off towards the dinosaur to remain a 1-2 count.
And Laura would love to get McBride going, too. He's only hitting 154, 2 for 13 on the young season, but he does have a triple and he scored 4 runs, just 1 for 5 yesterday. But you need better than that out of your leadoff spot. This is a guy that Joseph's going to try to get.
Upstairs misses. Count now 1-2, and an interesting point of fact, too, our sometimes broadcast colleague and good friend Richie Saragnes, very familiar with both of these dugouts as this breaking ball is fouled. Nice play by third base coach and head coach Jason Burks. But Coach Saragnes, who been an assistant coach for Laurel the last couple of years, also works with a lot of the pitchers across the area, now wearing the red and white, back like he did when winning a state championship for the Lancers 10 years ago. The 1-2 again, fouled right back to the screen. So a good opening at bat for J.J. McBride, only hitting 154 on the year. As you said, averages-wise, I know it's a young season, but numbers-wise, the one weak spot right now in the lineup, at the top of the lineup.
Overall, two really good lineups here.
Yeah.
Laurel hits 298 and Neshannock 364. Both have just at least 7 runs.
Breaking ball outside corner, and good job of going with the pitch for McBride. Beautiful leadoff, and gets the opening hit of the game.
Yeah, love to see him break out of his early season slump here. As we said, 2 for 13. That was a good piece of hitting. A great at-bat, too. Trying to get the timing down, trying to get a feel for Joseph. And, you wonder what the leash is going to be today, too, if Joseph gets into any kind of trouble here. Just give him what happened yesterday. But, to lose that one right away, not the worst thing in the world. He'll come back and try to battle back here.
First pitch will miss downstairs to Colton Carlson. DH, that's probably where he's going to be most of the year, according to Coach Burks. Injured the shoulder during football season. Went and wrestled on it. He's our athlete of the month after getting his 100th career win on the mat, but just, not going to be able to catch a whole lot this season, at least from the looks like the early season. As that one catches the outside corner, 1-1. I love the way Coach Burks put it. He's going to go catch at Seton Hill next year. He doesn't need to catch for me every game right now.
It's true. They just need his bat in the lineup, though. That's the key thing with Carlson. Just an all-around fantastic athlete, and he's off to a hot start here this season. No surprise that he got banged around. That was an extended football season for Laurel this year and a really physical one. Two very physical games at the tail end of that season.
Swing and a miss on the off-speed, 1-2 the count. You mentioned, the bat being as important as his glove. What a career .455 hitter as a senior. Doing it from freshman year all the way up, but swings and misses at the high cheddar there. First strikeout of the game, 12th of the year for Denny Joseph.
Yeah, good bounce back. McBride gets on with a nice poke and then goes right after Carlson, mixes up the pitches and doesn't allow any further damage. That's a great way to bounce back.
Now here's the interesting number for you. Wills Willenick hitting 3rd on the year, no RBI. As he watches a breaking ball in there for strike 1, though he does have the top on-base percentage of the team with 5 walks drawn on the year.
One of the 2 doubles that Laurel has hit this season, too, and still hitting .400. Just haven't been enough guys on for him.
Breaking ball again in there. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Other baseball games going on today. Mohawk and Quaker Valley in their second game. Elwood City at Riverside. And Newcastle hosting Mars. 1-2 pitch breaks around the plate. 1-2 the count. Your home plate umpire is Dave Greer. Brian D'Angelo on the base pass. 1-2 the count. 1 down here in the top of the first inning. Another one downstairs. Good block behind the dish from Christian Holmstrup. Evens the count at 2-2. And interesting, it is a new catcher behind the dish from what they had in game 1 with Hayden Tatterson. And maybe the 6 stolen bases, could be a reason for that possibly, just to say, hey, let's try something different. Nonetheless, it is Holmstrup getting the start. And another one fouled out of play. So good job by the Laurel batters. They've already wasted 4 pitches with 2 strikes. Two and two, McBride at first. And that one just misses upstairs, and the count's going to run full here to Zwolenick. And also a lefty makes it a little easier to keep the runners at first base a little closer to home. Runner does not go, and that pitch misses upstairs. 2 on, 1 down, and here comes Santini, and we get the rematch right away that we saw that ended it in the bottom of the 7th just 24 hours ago.
Yeah, it didn't miss by much, but enough to put 2 on, and now it's going to be really interesting to see here. This is going to be the first of a couple battles between these two today, and Santini got the better of him a little less than 24 hours ago. See what Joseph tries to do. He's done a decent job here through the first couple batters of mixing up the pitches, but now you get a quick mound visit, and you wonder, is he starting to think a little bit about what happened yesterday, how to attack this guy? Does he remember what he threw him yesterday?
Knowing Denny more than anything, too. I think just wanted to make sure that he's on the same page, don't want to get anything crossed up, especially, again, a different catcher than what you've had yesterday. I love that, though, being in control, not taking anything for chance. And coming right in there with the fastball, too, for strike one.
Good pitch in that outside corner, and Santini just standing pat, looking, see what he's going to bring first, and then try to decide how he wants to take him here the next two pitches.
Future Clarion Golden Eagle in the batter's box. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch, and quickly up 0-2 is Joseph.
Yeah, he's, again, done a really nice job mixing that off-speed early on.
And very deceptive, too. He doesn't have the biggest velocity on the fastball, but it looks so much faster when you have it with that nasty off-speed that kind of dies as it gets to the plate. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Santini won the battle yesterday. Good job from Joseph coming right back and takes a deep breath after getting that big strikeout.
Yeah, great job by Joseph, who's, again, gives up the leadoff single, and I know he issued the walk to Zwolenick, but he's looked pretty good here early on, and I really, again, like the mixing of the pitches here.
Runner goes, and a ground ball right up the middle to Rickle, and he'll just step on the bag. 6 unassisted to end the inning. No runs, a hit and a walk, but both runners left stranded on the bags. Through a half inning, Laurel 0, Neshannock coming up to bat. We'll keep it right here on the Lawrence County SportsNet and flip the script. Take a look at the Neshannock starting lineup. Again, brought to you by the Crane Room Grill, making a post-game tradition at the Crane Room. Hutchison, Pegley, Rickle, Cameron, Eakin, DiMuccio, Miraz, Holmstrip, and Gerlach, the starting 9. DiMuccio, the freshman, hitting for the senior pitcher, Denny Joseph. And you kind of alluded to it, but the meat of the order, especially the 4, 5, 6, 7 hitters, how about them all hitting over 500? But right now your 1 and 2 hitters have not been able to get on base as frequently as Coach Quilero would like.
Yeah, and Hutchinson, much like J.J. McBride, not hitting very well here to start the season, 182 at the leadoff spot, but you stick with him. You don't really mess up the top of the order right now. Pegley has also been struggling at the plate, struck out 4 times, hitting just 167. So I think really in this game, James, it becomes about the top of the order for them because you've got to set the table, obviously, for your other bats. And we know that there's some pop in this lineup throughout the rest of it. But when they get to that bottom part with DiMuccio and Miraz, you've got to make sure that these guys are not setting the table for them. So this is paramount. If you're McCrell, get out of this inning early. Do not let a 4th or 5th batter get up there and get the guys out that statistically the matchup favors you.
Taking a look at the defensive alignment. With flexible appointment hours, Medora Bonner Law has a team of experienced lawyers and staff always ready to help you. The outfield from left to right is Zwolenick, McBride, and Faulkner. Vern Sipe and Lucas Santini on the left side of the infield. Talon Bailey gets the start at second base today. Alex Medved at first. Ashton Main, the junior catcher, behind the dish for Connor McCrell for the Laurel Spartans, getting the start today. McCrell just 2 1/3 innings in his 2 appearances so far on the season. 0-2, though, as he's come in relief. This is his first start of the year. Not as big of a deal coming in out of the bullpen versus starting in high school as it is, but, some players, you got to get into a certain rhythm, a certain routine in warming up and getting ready to go. So we'll see if McCrell fares better preparing all day and preparing all through pregame warm-ups. First pitch breaking ball bounces in for ball 1 to Cole Hutchinson.
And McCrell against New Brighton won an inning and 2/3, 3 hits.
This one's popped up to the right side. Faulkner calls everybody off in right field and makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
Gave up 2 runs in that game, no walks, and struck out 2. So, he's got the potential to do this. He can be, a stopper for this team, and they're going to need him to really step up, depending on what the issue with Lucas Santini is going forward.
And hopefully it's short term. First pitch to Pegley misses upstairs for ball 1. Pegley, who was on base 3 times yesterday, a double and 2 walks. Breaking ball misses away. 2-0 the count. Pop up, straight up, sky high. Sipe calls everybody off at third base and makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down, and getting 2 can of corn pop-ups there. So that one hit sky high, almost as high as Coach Burks. I don't know if you saw during the warm-up, the last thing Coach Burks always does is hit a pop-up to his catcher, and I've never seen somebody be able to hit that little pop-up to the catcher as high as what Coach Burks does. I think it was even higher than that one. That was hit by Pegley. Now left-handed hitting Nathan Rickle. He's first pitch swinging. He lifts this one towards left field. Zwolenik drifting, and ends up making the catch on the run. How about a 6-pitch first inning for Connor McCrell? We're scoreless through 1 between Neshannock and Laurel. Back in a moment on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Your hip, your knee, your shoulder, whatever has been holding you back, UPMC Orthopedic Care is where you'll find experts to help you get back to a better quality of life. UPMC is pioneering minimally invasive surgeries, and we offer personalized treatment plans and same-day surgery to get you home and moving sooner. It's your ankle, your elbow, your hand, and it's your move. Visit upmc.com/ortho to learn how UPMC can help.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
To the top of the second inning we go and take a look at some of our keys to the game today. Keys to the game brought to you by Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George. Get the home field advantage at lgkg.com. Eric Thomas, will throw it at you. What are some of the keys for Neshannock, again, especially coming back home after suffering your first loss of the year in a walk-off fashion?
Well, I think, and we saw it in that bottom of the first there, I think it's really about the top of the order and getting guys on and setting the table for your power hitters. And if they're unable to do that, the offense is going to have to figure out another way to generate runs. And, you know, again, they have to think that they can get to Connor Mackerel at some point, too, and extend this Laurel relief pitching here. Braden Faulkner threw yesterday, too, so there's a couple things to keep an eye on. But the other side of it for Neshannock is going to be the guy on the mound right now, and that's Joseph. And he looks pretty good at this point, even though he gave up the walk and the single in the top of the first. He came right back, got 2 strikeouts, and, you know, ground out to short. So it's kind of all on him if you're a Lancer. And if you're a Spartan player, you know, McBride got off to the good start there. I think, again, the leadoff spot for them is key. But it's just keeping that balance going. 8 guys with a hit yesterday. They want more of the same here today to really get to this pitching staff.
Quickly up 0-2, and Joseph induces a grounder towards third. Cameron, long throw across the diamond in time to retire Alex Medved. It's Medved, Bailey, and Sipe due up here for the Spartans. And should you take a look on your LCAP instant replay? Maybe not.
Get some cloud cover moving in here, too, but no showers expected till later, so I think we're going to be in good shape here this afternoon.
Yeah, wisely this game moved up from the original scheduled start time of 6 o'clock up to 4:30 just to kind of be safe before the heavy rain and storms that are expected to come overnight. And that first pitch from Bailey fouled back and out of play, looking for his first hit on the year. Just 2 official at-bats for the senior. 0-1 again. Lifted, but it's going to drift.
That dropped fair.
Oh, it did drop fair.
Yep.
Off the bat, I thought that was going all the way to the dinosaur.
Yeah, that looked like it was going to drift, and it took a stop midair and just plopped right in front of the foul line.
Well, the wind, as you said, is kind of helping in that regard. It is basically blowing straight from right field to left field. May have helped keep it from tailing Foley foul. So the first hit of the year for Bailey, second hit of the game for the Spartans.
I think Anthony Aiken thought it was going to drop foul too. He kind of didn't really misjudge it, but just thought it was going to hit foul the way it was drifting, and all of a sudden it just stopped dead midair and plop right down for a long single.
Squaring the bunt, Joseph will field it. Sacrifice goes 1-3 to advance Bailey into scoring position.
Good job there to lay that bunt down by Sipe. And you get to Faulkner now, and Faulkner, who pitched yesterday in that game against Neshannock, though, 375 on the season, so good bat to have in the hands right now at the plate when you got a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, great 9-hitter. Turning the lineup over as he's been, and he hits this one into the hole. Backhand stop by Rickle at short. Not going to be able to make any sort of play, but he does prevent Bailey from having any chance of coming in to score. So rule out an infield single on a tough play in the hole. Rickle feels like he should have been able to field it, but I think Eric good to do what he did to keep it in the infield.
Yeah, and excellent play, too. I mean, he made a great effort to make the defensive play, ends up slowing it up and saving the run, even though he couldn't field it cleanly enough. Kept the runner at third. That's critical right now with 2 gone, and your pitcher, outside of a couple of pokes and little wind-aided long single, has looked decent here, trying to get out of this jam.
Runners on the corners, and it's the top of the order, up, swing and a miss on the first pitch to McBride.
And that's where, James, the top of this lineup's really got to come around for Laurel, because your true leadoff hitter really is Faulkner. I mean, the way he's hitting the ball right now, you want your 9-1 when they flip the lineup over. You want your 9-1 to be a good duo and kind of have that double leadoff.
Delayed steal and getting into second base is Faulkner.
Power in the lineup at, your number 2 hitter. A lot of times you see in the bigs, especially with a guy like Aaron Judge, they bat him second a lot. Your 9-hitter's got to be on it.
This one lifted towards the right center gap. Hutchinson and Aiken coming over, and Anthony Aiken from right field will make the catch to strand a pair of runners in scoring position. We've played 1.5 here at Kirkwood Stadium. Still scoreless. Neshannock coming up to bat here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by AllCap.
Attorneys Parada, Jones, and McCree are dedicated to giving their clients the best chance at a positive result. From personal injury, criminal and corporate law, real estate, municipal law, to wills and estates, their team will work with you through every step of the legal process. With Parada, Jones, and McCree, excellence is our guarantee.
Tonight, someone is cold, hungry, and forgotten. At City Rescue Mission, we're more than a shelter. We're a bright beacon of light in our community, serving those in need to make our community stronger and healthier. We offer real help and real hope, and that hope is Jesus. We serve him by serving others in love, grace, mercy, and compassion. But we can't do it without you. Be the reason someone's story is rewritten in Christ. Give today at cityrescuemission.org.
Nick's Auto Body, impact players that you trust, from a scratch to a dent to a major repair. Nick's your man, located on South Mill Street in Newcastle. A couple of your impact players coming up here for Neshannock, the 4-5-6 hitters, Cameron, Aiken, and DiMuccio. Focus on the one sandwich there, hitting fifth today, Anthony Aiken, the senior. I love the dual sport mentality, or the triple sport, or the 4-sport athletes. Incredible. But I love, especially getting those multiple sports in the same sport season. And Neshannock has a few of them on this team. We'll talk more about Aiken in a moment with regards to what he just did a week ago on the track. But you have 3 players due up that are all hitting over 500, Eric. This is where Neshannock needs to make their damage.
Yeah, it certainly does, and Cameron really good at what he does. He's also good at drawing walks, too. It's 5 this season. So he gets on base, figures out a way to get on base, and then he's on the move usually when he's on base, too.
Fouls that one off, makes it count 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cameron. Very balanced in terms of grade level for Neshannock. 3 seniors, 3 juniors, 3 sophomores, and a single freshman in the starting 10 for Coach Quilero. As this one's chopped towards third base, high hop taken by Sipe. Going to have to fire quickly, and it's going to get him just in time. 5-3 on the put-up. And first 4 batters all retired by Connor McCrell.
Great play by Sipe because Cameron was hustling up that line. And he got out of the box really fast on that first hop. And it looked like he might actually get there in time. And then Sipe really hustling to get that ball across the diamond. Excellent defensive play.
Talk about the speed of Ryan Cameron. You certainly have that with Anthony Aiken as he watches that first pitch for a ball. Anthony Aiken as well as Hayden Tatterson also on this Neshannock team. Part of a school record 4x100 meter relay run in the track meet a week ago. And then what did Aiken do? Well, he came and was the starting pitcher against South Allegheny. That one in there on the outside corner for a strike. Evens the count at 1-1.
Another guy that if he gets on, you can bet he's going to be looking to move because he's got 3 stolen bases this season. Also, big-time extra base hitter.
That one roped between short and third for the first hit and the first base runner of the game. And you mentioned 3 stolen bases on the year for Aiken. 23 in his career. The question is not if he will take off, but more than likely when do you see him potentially make that jump to try to go 90 feet advanced?
Now.
Right away? First pitch?
I'm letting Joey get his cuts here.
That's what I was going to say, because you have a freshman. He's been a utility player. He's played at first base, right field, left field, third base. Now he's the DH today. I mean, literally playing everywhere. That breaking ball misses outside for ball 1, and he leads the team, does the freshman, with 9 RBI.
Yeah, and 545. When we talked about him and Miraz yesterday, 5 of 7. They had 7 of the 9 RBI for Neshannock in that loss.
Big lead at first. Aiken slides back in.
Yeah, you can tell they want him off the base path now. This is there we go again. Quick little look-back throw by McCrell. That was nice.
Yeah, I like that. Vary the move, and even that one, I don't even think he got back onto the rubber before making the throwback. Now a long pause, and time requested and granted. Tell you what, got to see the arm of Ashton Main, and he put that literally right on the bag. Everybody will retreat. Neshannock, 12 stolen bases on the season. So they've done a pretty effective job. And you're talking about 3 swiped bags per game. Sounds good until you, again, hear Laurel averaging 6 stolen bases per game so far this year.
Yeah, McCrell wants him off the bag because he knows if Aiken goes and he gets the second and DeMuccio has a chance to drive him in, he's going to have to get crafty with the pitches here and not put anything right over the center of the plate. Otherwise, it might be 2-0.
That one misses away and makes the count 2-0. Like you said, a 4 RBI day for the freshman yesterday.
Can't really pitch around him either.
Not the way Mason's been hitting, right?
Nope.
Yeah, all Miraz did was go 3 for 4 with 3 RBI. And DeMuccio is going to go and talk to Coach Quilero. 7th season for Coach Q. 8th year as the head coach. His first year as the head coach of the Lancers was the year that didn't happen.
Now just a steady progression in terms of offense. They just 2 years ago averaged only 5 runs a game. Last year, almost 10. This year they're averaging just over 7 here early on. So it's been consistent offense the last 2 years.
Another big lead over at first base and still able to get back with relative ease. 2-0 the count. Now runner goes. This one's fisted towards shallow right field. Coming and making a catch is Faulkner, and he's going to have a chance at first, and not in time. It was close. The throw, I think, just pulled Medved off the bag. Second out of the inning, and Faulkner nearly got a twin killer.
Tough play to come in from that right field side. He was playing more or less normal depth, but that wind again is becoming a factor, and those balls hit to the outfield. That's where it's really starting to swirl. It's only 5 miles an hour, but we're getting gusts up to 16 right now. So it's playing its role early on in this game, but That time Laurel was able to make sure it didn't affect them, and they really just want to get Aiken off the bags right now.
We would have had a balk by now in terms of major league rules. Hoping that never trickles its way down to the high school game, Eric.
No, they need to leave some of the rules scholastically alone.
Not going on the first pitch, breaking ball, outside corner for strike one.
And both guys on the bump using that outside corner pretty well. This is a kind of a iffy moment here in this game. This can seesaw one way or another. And I mean, you've already got a guy on first base who is in McCrell's head right now. He's concerned about getting him out so he doesn't cause any damage on a base hit.
Aiken caused damage on the football field yet again. 3-year starter at running back. He's off and going, and another one fouled out of play. 0-2 now the count. So Aiken will have to trot back over to first. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down here in the bottom of the second inning. Another one fouled back and out of play. Will remain an 0-2 count. Freedom and Shenango, the only 2 teams undefeated in section play. Freedom at 3-0, Shenango at 2-0. Shenango playing Union today, by the way, in non-section action. As Shenango, this is their bye week in the section series. Breaking ball misses high and away.
Trying to get him to chase that time, and good discipline at the plate.
One ball, 2 strike. Runner goes, another one going to be popped up and foul. And it feels like he's back on the track and field right now as Aiken, as he just is doing practice starts, basically. 80-foot sprints to second and come right on back. McCrell, pause, kick, fire, and gets the strikeout, his first of the game. Neshannock gets their first hit of the game, but the runner left on the bags. We've played 2 here at Kirkwood Field, still scoreless between Laurel and Neshannock on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix, and Tracy Giddings, and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance, and receive the personalized service you deserve.
Does your blueprint not match the vision of your building project? Not with Creative Edge Architecture. From concept to creation, Jeff Measle will help tackle the complex problems, creating design solutions and construction experience. Creative Edge gives you the edge design and construction meet.
2, 3, and 4 here for Laurel in the top of the third inning. Eric Thomas, James Dotson with you here. I got you through the middle innings here as Denny Joseph goes back to work for the Lancers. 32 pitches so far in 2 innings, and he's walked 1 and struck out 2. Due up first, it'll be Colton Carlson, followed by Will Lennick, and then Lucas Santini. So really the heart of the order here for Laurel, as we got a scoreless game here and a good one shaping up early today after yesterday's theatrical release, an 11-9 win by the Spartans. So Carlson will dig in. Struck out back in the first inning. Outfield normal depth. That wind continues to blow from right field to left field. It's really more of a diagonal from right towards the football field as Joseph gets set here. Top of the third again. Outside that time, misses for ball 1.
This is our Melee Chiropractic inning. In between the top and bottom of the innings, we'll run down what's going on in the softball world here in Lawrence County.
That one, check swing and Hit foul right to the first base box, and it's going to be quickly 1-1.
11 batters faced so far for Denny Joseph. How about 9 out of the 11? First pitch, strikes thrown.
That one upstairs that time. Ball 2-1 now to Carlson. Yeah, he's looked good in this game. I think he's looked really good, actually. Settled down after that leadoff single with McBride. They did get a runner into scoring position in that inning, but really Joseph has done a nice job, and he's been aided by his defense, too, as that one's roped in the air and going to drop right in front of the left fielder Gerlach as Carlson hits first, makes the turn, and will go back for an opening single here in the top of the third.
Yeah, that one just golfed. Man, three-sport athlete, football, wrestling, and baseball, but that one went down, got it, drove it into left field. Gerlach came up. I love the aggression. He came up thinking he was going to be able to get to it. As soon as he realized he couldn't, slowed down, paused, made sure it stayed in front of him.
That's the importance we talked about. Carlson not behind the plate, but just having that bat in the lineup is Zwolenick squares the bunt. That's going to roll foul up the first base line. Carlson will have to trot back to first, and we'll do it again here on 0-1.
Well, any indication of what you think Coach Burks thinks this game might end up being?
Yes,
you have your three-batter bunts.
Yes, the total opposite of yesterday.
Yeah, no kidding. 20 runs scored a day ago.
And grab that under if you can here today. 0-1 as Joseph looks in. Carlson standing on first. The 0-1, he's actually going to throw over to first, and Carlson's going to slide back in there safely.
Yeah, I meant to ask Coach Saragnese and Coach Burks on the Laurel side if there's any thought, do certain pitchers feel like they do better on a turf mound versus a dirt mound? Does that make any sort of adjustment in terms of which way you're going to end up going with your pitching rotation?
Zwolenick trying to bunt it again, and he's going to knock that one foul, so it'll be 0-2. To Zwolenick with Santini standing in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, because there have been – I remember Sebastian Corio just being the one who always pitched at home. That wasn't really because he was better on turf than on dirt, but just he felt comfortable at home. That's what they did in every single series here.
Throw over to first again, and Carlson back. And really a lot of these – turf companies end up doing deals with these schools too for multiple playing services, so you get the whole infield, not just the grass part, as they'll pitch out over to first, and Carlson's going to slide in once again. A little easier maintenance. You can play in some foul weather.
We were set up to broadcast a game here probably about 6 years ago now, but got here and the game got canceled because the outfield was not playable, according to the umpires. It was just too wet, too nasty, and not safe. So, never a perfect system.
That one high again. It's going to be 2-2 now to Zwolenick. Yeah, the outfield here not turf. It's grass.
Well, it's another $5 million to turf all that out there.
So there's some maintenance required, and that'll not really much in the way of change, as that one's right down the pike but low for ball 3. 3-2 now to Zwolenick. Not much is going to change. I mean, if you hit a hard ground ball up the middle, it's going to go through whether it's turf, whether it's all dirt, whether it's grass. So I don't think there's much of a difference when you hit that outfield here. At least not that I've seen in the select times I've been here. That one is outside, and Zwolenick will head up the line to first.
How about that? Couldn't get the bunt down. He's down 0-2, but he's able to work the walk, his second free pass of the day. 2 on, nobody out, and I have a feeling I know what Mr. Santini's going to be doing.
Struck out his first time up here this afternoon.
It is interesting. Like, the only difference between the turf and dirt infield that I've noticed in my time playing and broadcasting is obviously you got to slide earlier on turf, but also I think ground balls up the middle sometimes are slower on turf, believe it or not.
Santini puts that one down, and it goes foul. Yeah, they might be a little slower, but I mean, again, like it's not like it's going to change drastically when you leave the infield and go to the outfield.
Right.
Though. It's if it's hard hit, it's hard hit. That's just the way it is. But on the routine grounders that stay within the infield, I tend to agree with you. I think they're a little bit more playable for the infielders.
The big issue is the worry that a turf coach has is when you do go and play on the dirt and you may have a bad hop here and there, can you adjust to those in-between hops that don't just do the same thing every time like it does on turf?
I think the bigger part that I would struggle with would be if I'm exactly in Joseph's spot here with the pitching. You go from turf mound to a dirt mound, your footing, how much pressure you can put on your plant foot. That one is inside.
I'm a little surprised, to be honest, that you don't see more slipping on a turf mound.
It's going to be 1-1 now to Santini. 2 on, no outs. Top of the third, and we're scoreless here as Joseph trying to get Santini for the second time. Santini, a big cut outside that time, and that's going to be in there for strike 2.
Now, you can see big time there. I don't know what it is about lefties, but they always have the more break on the ball, a fastball or a changeup that'll tail away from a right-handed batter like that. And you can see it from our vantage point, just great movement from Joseph.
Joseph, and that one got him looking. Santini frozen and strikes out for the second time here this afternoon, and there's one away.
So on the previous pitch, as you check out your LCAP instant replay, he had it on the outside and breaking away so that Santini couldn't get to it. That one started on the inside corner like it was going to be breaking ball inside. That's the way that Santini thought, but instead it tailed back over the inside corner for strike 3. It's completely frozen.
Brings up Connor McCrell, who grounded out to short his first appearance.
There's the Shazi special right there, the inside move. Shazi always loved that one. It's a legal way to step off of the rubber.
McCrell yesterday 1 for 2 with 2 walks. That one misses outside for ball 1. It's 1-0.
That gives us a chance to remind you about the Shazi Open coming up July 18th. Teams are being snatched up quickly. I think we're up to 23 teams now set for the outing.
That one ripped up the middle. Playable there at second, on to first. It will not be in time. Getting over to third is Carlson. That was Walenek who was out at second. So the runner is in scoring position for Medved as McCrell grounds out.
And they're going to question there because Walenek going into second base didn't slide, didn't make an attempt to get out of the way. Now, if the ball hits him automatically, it's kind of tough not to call him out on that for interference. Now, you're allowed to, if umpire's discretion, you're allowed to say that it would have been obstruction from the base runner. With the ball not running into Walenek on the throw to first, kind of tough to get that call.
Two-man crew here today as we see all regular season. That'll bring up Alex Medved, who grounded out to third, his first plate appearance.
But again, runners on the corners, and Laurel has had multiple runners on base now in all 3 innings. Medved hitting .222 on the year.
No for his last 5, though. Was 0 for 4 yesterday. Golden opportunity here, though, to give his team the early lead. And Joseph just calmly looking in, and that one hit third base side. It gets over the bag, but it's foul.
Yeah, just barely. That last bounce went just foul before it went over the third base bag. That was going to be a long throw, about 130 feet across the diamond for Cameron to have to make, and we're going to have a Pontius Insurance trip to the mound.
See what what Neshannock will come up with here. What they're talking about, trying to get Medved out. After Medved, it's Bailey. who singled his first time up. So this is a interesting pocket here for Joseph. He does have 2 outs, but again, the runner's on the corner.
Well, 2 very well-coached teams here in the area. You know that, multiple defenses for these third and first situations. You know that Laurel's got a multitude of steals. They already showed a delayed steal. You'll have a straight steal, probably a fake steal. The dreaded box steal. You wonder if you'll see anything with that, with McCrell running at first. And there it is, another delayed steal. He's kind of trotting down to second base, and they'll let him take it.
2 outs. You've got options now. Play at the plate. You got first. Joseph would like nothing else so to get out of this half of the inning here without anybody putting anything else in play, as that one's way outside. Two gone here in the top of the third. No score. And the 1-2 pitch up coming here to Medved.
Medved will request time. Easy for me to say. Again, we'll have our melee minute here.
That one is right on the outside corner for strike number.
Now it's outside.
I'm sorry, that was outside.
Yeah, that one just tailed away. I mean, that's exactly where you want that pitch as a lefty. Starting on the outside corner so it tails off. You hope that the batter chases. Good hold from Medved.
2-2 now to Medved. And swing and a miss. Strike 3, and Medved is gone, and so is Laurel in the top of the third. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 stranded. That's 6 stranded through the first 3 innings for Laurel here as we stay scoreless after 2.5.
And it's time for a melee minute, so producer Rob Nattel, put me on the clock, taking a look at the current state of high school softball. Laurel is at 1-1. Their only loss coming in Neshannock. Maddie Evans and Riley Balcom each had RBIs in that loss to Neshannock. Their game tomorrow is canceled. They will play on Friday if the weather holds against Shenango. Neshannock's at 3-0. They are taking on Riverside right now. Last score update, they're leading 7-0. Gabby Antoine, the sophomore, leading with a .667 average. They take on Shenango tomorrow, who's 5-0 to start the year. How about Bria Lucia hitting over 700 with 5 home runs on the year? Riverside also in this section. They're 1-0 going into today's game. Their only win was against Aliquippa last week with an Addison Drake home run. In Class 3A, Mohawk defeated Elwood City yesterday 4-1. Reagan Magno had 9 walks but struck out 13 in a 1-hitter. And Caitlin Hare, 2 hits, 2 runs for our MVP of the game. Elwood City, Alexis Beck had the only hit for the Wolverines. They travel to Avonworth tomorrow. In Class 1A, Union's 3-1. Corinne Shannon, second straight no-hitter in 3 innings. Sarah Straley also helped in yesterday's no-no against Cornell. Wilmington is 2-2. Avery Harlan and Stella Maynard each went yard in an 11-0 win over Lakeview a day ago. And Newcastle, how about a 6-1 start for the Canes? Michaela DiGennaro, a walk-off home run last week against North Hills. Yesterday, football score, Eric, 21-7 for Newcastle. Both DiGennaro and Zoe Shields had home runs and 5 RBI. There's your Melee Minute, brought to you by Melee Chiropractic, keeping you in the game as we keep you in the loop of the softball happenings around the county.
Bottom of the third here with Christian Holmstrup, the catcher, Kevin Gerlach, the left fielder, and then back to the top of the order for the Lancers. Nothing here as McCrell goes back to work for Laurel. That's outside for ball 1.
First plate appearance for Christian Holmstrup on the season was 2 for 6 a year ago with a double and an RBI.
That one's going to get in there for strike 1, 1-1. Gerlach, by the way, yesterday 1 for 4 with a strikeout. These two have not faced McCrell yet. Big cut by Holmstrup that time. Foul tip. One and 2 now upcoming to Holmstrup is that one inside, and he fans for out number 1.
So now Gerlach to the plate. So far, just one base runner for Neshannock the first time through the order. Left-handed hitting Cuzzy. It's tough to shake father's nickname sometimes, and there's just another example right here.
Mackerel set, or McCraw, I beg your pardon. Set, that one's there for strike one.
I've known the elder Kevin Gerlach. I've known him for most of my life, and it was only about probably 5 years ago when I was coaching little Kevin that I actually realized that, oh, wait, his name's Kevin. Didn't know that. We always just called him Cuzzy. And, of course, that has trickled right down to little Cuz.
That one is hit in the air to center. And that is going to get down for a base hit. That's going to roll towards the track. Getting around second and stopping, or around first and stopping there is Gerlach for the double. As diving effort in center by McBride, but just could not get underneath that. That's a good piece of hitting that time by Gerlach, as he's going to go pick up like that protector that fell off.
Well, what I like about that, too, you know, a left-handed hitter against a right-handed pitcher. A breaking ball's coming towards you. You don't need to reach for it ever. That's what you teach at the young age, and he took it to heart right there. Let the ball come in, stayed shoulder tight, drove it into the right center gap.
Back to the top of the order now, Cole Hutchison, the center fielder. Prime time here for Neshannock with the bottom and top of the order. McCrell, that one's in the dirt, and nicely blocked there by Maine to hold the runner at second.
Again, Ashton Maine getting the catching duties. Carlson had been the starter basically since his freshman year.
That was right there. Good pitch that time by McCrell.
But it's also a good hold by, you know, Hutchinson. Yeah, it's right there, but it's a, you know, if it's not the pitch you're looking for in a 1-0 count, no problem in letting a pitch like that go, waiting for another one. You still got 2 strikes to work with. As Hutchinson requests time. 3:25 down the lines here, by the way, at Kirkwood Field. 350 in the alleys and 375. It's a poke to dead center field, but again, you might have some wind assistance here today.
1-1 pitch coming up here with 1 out in the bottom of the third, still scoreless. And that one's hit on the ground through the gap in to left, rounding third and stopping there. He's going to pull right back is Gerlach.
Yeah, no chance to make your way home on that if you're Gerlach there, because he's holding, you can see right there on the replay, perfect view there. Good job, Mr. Nattel. Because ground ball in front of you, you got to, as you say, see it through. And he sees it through, and then he tries to advance to third and is held. So runners on the corners, first real scoring threat coming here for Neshannock, and Luca Pegley at the plate.
Good piece of hitting that time by Hutchison as they try to get the top of this order going here for the Lancers, as Hutchison's back to first. Pegley grounded out or popped out to third his first time up. Had a good game yesterday, 1 for 3 with 2 runs, 2 walks, and a double. And they got a run down here. That was a bit of an awkward delayed steal, but getting back to the bag is going to be Hutchison.
Well, I told you that these teams all have the, you know, these different kinds of ways that you can, you know, steal a base. It's not just go with the pitch. And that one right there, they were trying to see if they could maybe force McCrell to balk, but you heard everything done perfectly. The team says step off. He steps off. You would have liked to see him get the ball to the second baseman a little more quickly there, Eric, but everybody did their job, and we're right back where we started.
0-1 pitch. McCrell inside and upstairs. A little brush back that time on Pegley, and he is taking ball 1 there. That's actually the first pitch of the at-bat, I beg your pardon. So it's 1-0. Down to second, and wow, Hutchinson, not sure what he delayed for there, but he didn't go all the way, and he is tagged out halfway to second, a little over halfway to second.
Well, my guess is that, again, that was a delayed steal where you're not going right off the bat, you're waiting, and Laurel just kind of jumped right on it. They said, we don't care, we're going to throw it down to second base. Now, in theory, your third base runner needs to be off and going as soon as the ball is thrown, but the low throw from Maine basically forced Gerlach to have to hold set. So at that point, Hutchinson did all he could to try to get into a rundown, but the quick throw, nothing he could do.
Pegley sharp shot up the middle to short, stabbed there and thrown across by Santini for the final out of the inning. And Laurel gets out of it once again. They give up the double to Gerlach and a single to Hutchinson, but no runs scratched across. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the 4th, 0-0.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. Congratulations to our February LCAP Team of the Month. Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Wilmington Girls Basketball as the LCAP Team of the Month after winning their first ever District 10 championship in school history. Congratulations to Coach Mike Jekovich and the Wilmington Girls Basketball Team, our LCAP Team of the Month.
Back here at Neshannock High School, Eric Thomas, James Dotson with you as we go to the 4th. Still scoreless here between Laurel and Neshannock.
You just saw there for your Red Zone Athlete of the Month, your LCAP Team of the Month. We will actually be announcing those coming up in the next couple of days. Stay tuned on social media where we'll announce our Red Zone Athletes of the Month. Let's get it out of the way. It is official. Your March LCAP Team of the Month is the Neshannock Girls Basketball Team, and you know how can it not be? Another WPIAL championship and a trip to the state finals for Coach Grabowski, who, well, enjoying some time off, though I'm going to keep my eyes on the softball field because you know she will be at a Neshannock softball game near you very soon.
7, 8, 9 hitters now for Laurel as Joseph gets it started with an outside pitch for ball 1. Joseph, his 54th pitch there. He's given up 4 hits, scattered 4 hits. That one is ripped right at third, and a nice pick there by Cameron for out number 1.
Well, I like that right there as a third baseman. Well, as any infielder, you're down, you're in the ready set position, but he was almost like a catcher. Like he had his head right behind the glove, watching it, seeing the tail, and not trying to stab it or anything like that, basically following it right into the glove.
Brings up Vern Sipe, who sacrificed in his first plate appearance. Sipe looks at strike 1.
You mentioned the pitch count. Started this inning with 53 pitches thrown, did Denny Joseph. Only 35 through 3 innings for McCrells. And you want to be about 15 per inning to be able to make it through a complete game.
That one is lifted foul, out of play.
Yeah, 22 in the first inning and 21 in the third inning. Numbers certainly hurting Denny Joseph. Now you'll expect to see Cole Hutchinson probably out of the pen. Mason Mraz, who came in relief, he is eligible to pitch. He stayed under the 25 pitch limit yesterday. So still plenty of arms available for Neshannock.
Joseph deals. That one is high that time. One gone here on the line drive out by Bailey to lead it off. Sipe now in a 1-2 battle with Joseph. Big swing and a miss for Sipe for out number 2.
That changeup is lethal. And if you have a changeup that can look the exact same as a fastball, like what Denny's is right there, you can't tell until the ball is about halfway to the plate whether it's coming at full speed or whether he's taking something off of it. That's his bread and butter right there, and you can just see Sipe way out in front as a result.
5th strikeout for Joseph here in this one. 2 gone. That brings up Braden Faulkner, who reached on a single back in the 2nd. 6 stranded for Laurel here so far in a scoreless game. Go figure. That one's punched right at second base, and Pegley is there for the final out. Laurel goes 1, 2, 3, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 4th. We're still scoreless here in the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Like in sports, it takes a great team to protect you, your family, and your business. MVP Insurance is that team. From home and auto to life and commercial insurance, you can count on us for coverage that adapts to your needs.
We're committed to excellence for our clients' experience and in serving our community.
It's a winning combination.
MVP Insurance. Don't get left on the sidelines. Log on to mvpins.com or call today to get your free quote.
Works in Progress Painting wishes a successful and satisfying season to all the Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team, school, and family in how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for business and homeowners in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is to provide a meaningful service that honors their customer, God, and their family, and to have fun while doing it. Works in Progress is now booking interior painting projects for both residential and commercial projects. Call Joe today at 724-714-4294 to discuss your next project. And back here at Neshannock High School, Eric Thomas, James Dotson with you as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. And we are still scoreless between Laurel and the Lancers here, with Nathan Rickel, Ryan Cameron, and Anthony Aiken due up for Neshannock. So we're starting to get to that heat of the order again for the Lancers. Trying to get a run across. They've had a couple of opportunities here the last 2 innings and unable to plate them. That one's lifted in the air into foul territory, and he gets down. So it'll be 0-1.
Give a shout out to Doran Concrete. Over 30 years of experience, Doran Concrete's laying the foundation for your home or office jobs. The foundation of these 2 teams on the coaching staff. Coach Q, Coach John Quilero coaching at third. Kurt Latta, the first base coach for Neshannock. Coach Q, the 20-year assistant for Coach Bub, then taken over back before the 2020 season.
Once again, lifted in the air into left. And that is going to drop for a fair ball. Rounding first and headed into second and sliding there is going to be Rickel with a double.
Well, I almost just said on the first one that if that ball had landed fair, that Zwolennik would have been able to get to it. I guess I was wrong, or he just went one step too far back to his position, because that ball landed about an inch inside the line, and Zwolennik just about a half step short. So the leadoff man on base, second double of the year for the Gator.
Brings up Ryan Cameron to ground it out to third. He lifts that one in the air to right center, and getting underneath of that one is Faulkner. Tagging in headed to third, and getting there standing up is going to be Rickel. So the Lancers do get the runner into scoring position again, as Cameron's able to get him over, and now it's Anthony Aiken who singled in his first plate appearance.
Yeah, it doesn't go down as a sacrifice, but works like one with him driving that to right. Again, using the whole field, driving it that way. Good job by Faulkner to get back on it, but because he couldn't get around the ball, he's backpedaling as he catches it. An easy tag up there for Rickel. Infield in.
One outside. It's going to get away from Maine. Coming to the plate, sliding head first and in there for the first run of the afternoon is Rickel with heads-up base running, as that one just slipped right by Maine, and it's 1-0 Lancers.
Yeah, and I don't Maine's looking at his glove like, how did he not catch it? And I don't know that Rickel saw it right off the bat either. He kind of spun the tires, but his speed, he's able to get there before McCrell can cover. And a first run on the board on the pass ball.
Aiken gets underneath that one and hits it foul. It's now 1-1. So Aiken, and then DeMuccio is due up next. So again, this is the meat of this order, and we know Aiken, if he gets on, how much attention they're going to pay to him on the base path. As that one again is hit a mile in the air but out of play. That wind is really starting to whip now again from right to left. And it has been really consistent on the 2 flagpoles out there as Aiken will swing and miss for strike 3.
Third strikeout victim of the day. As we're talking about the foundation of these teams, the 2 coaches, the foundation of the visiting coach, you got to talk about Father Burks, do we not? Should I talk about Bobby Burks? Yeah, he's standing behind me, so. Oh, the legendary status has faded, so he says. The athletic director and longtime teacher here at Neshannock, stopping up in the booth to say hey.
So 1-0 now. That one's punched right in front of home plate. Took a funny bounce, but McCrell is there to field it and get on to first for the final out of the inning. However, Neshannock does plate a run. 1 run on 1 hit. And that will give them the lead as we go to the 5th inning. We're in a 1-0 game with Neshannock and Laurel here in the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
GEM building contractors and developers have a proven record of performance on any size project. They bring value, local craftsmanship, expert management to meet any challenge. From design construction, from inspection to budget estimation, GEM Builder has been building our community for 70 years.
Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Laurel's Maggie Alfera as the February Red Zone Female Athlete of the Month after winning the WPIAL Wrestling Championship in the 136-pound division. LC SportsNet is also proud to honor Laurel Wrestling's Colton Carlson as the February Male Athlete of the Month for getting his 100th career victory on the mat and finishing second in the WPIAL Championships at 215 pounds. Congratulations and best of luck at States to Laurel Wrestling's Maggie Alfera and Colton Carlson, the February Red Zone Athletes of the Month.
I love what I do because coming in every day is different.
How can you not enjoy these kids coming up and hugging you and giving you these great smiles all throughout the day? You guys ready?
Seeing the progress that our kids make every single day is one of the reasons I love coming to school.
What should we do?
We have fun.
LCAP Early Learning Centers is hiring. Help empower young minds in Lawrence County and become a superhero today. Apply at lcap.org.
Top of the 5th inning here as we got a 1-0 lead for the Lancers on that pass ball. And for Laurel here, it's going to be the top of the order. So McBride, Carlson, and Zwolenick due up here for the Spartans to lead it off. Joseph continues to work. That one outside, misses for ball 1. McBride singled and flew out to right. His 2 plate appearances. Carlson has singled and struck out. And Zwolenick has reached twice on walks. So the top of the order has done its part here for Laurel as that one's hit foul, first base side.
Give a shout out Coach Burks, coaching down at third base, 2009 Union graduate, played at Pitt Bradford. JP, John Paul Hedlund, another Union grad, coaching down at first.
1-1 pitch upcoming for Joseph here against McBride. That one's chopped up the middle to third, and a beautiful play at third by Cameron on to first for the first out.
Yeah, tough because he had to take the in-between hop. He couldn't wait for the high hop, or couldn't get to the first high hop, but then no way he could get to another high hop and be able to fire it across to get the speedy McBride in time.
So I'll bring up Carlson, struck out, singled, got to third, his second appearance here today. Unable to get across, and again, not catching today, but his bat important in this lineup. So we talked about the top of this order for Laurel as Carlson flies that one foul. And trying to get over there is Aiken, but that one falls out of play. 325 down the right field line, 325 down the left field line here. That wind is really grabbing a hold of these fly balls as it continues to swirl again around 16-mile-an-hour gusts. We got pretty decent cloud cover here. Sun's been out for a chunk of the day, but it is gone away, and you can hear that wind starting to whip in our mic downstairs. As Carlson digs in. 0-1 pitch upcoming from Joseph. Carlson looks at that one on the outside corner and it misses. Rather, it gets there for or misses there for ball one. So it's 1-1 now to Carlson. Again, outside, almost the same spot. It's going to miss again for ball two. 2-1 now. Due up is Walenek after Carlson. Joseph deals again outside, and that misses again. 3-1 to the dangerous Carlson. Carlson 3 for 3 yesterday, 2 ribbies, 4 runs, and he walked. Gets into that one, and it's going to find the gap in left center. Take 3 hops as Carlson gets around first for a long single. And Laurel's in business here with 1 away in the top of the 5th. That'll bring up Zwelenek, who's walked twice. He was thrown out at second his last appearance. Zwelenek has walked 4 times in this series now. Struck out twice, both times yesterday, and he was 0 for 3 yesterday. Lucas Santini stands on deck. Zwelenek up the middle, and it's going to get through for a base hit. Carlson easily into second, and Zwelenek with a single, his first hit of the afternoon, and there's 2 aboard for the dangerous Lucas Santini with Laurel trailing 1-0. Santini struck out his 2 times. One gone here in the top of the 5th. And another opportunity here for Laurel, who stranded 6 in the first 3 innings as Joseph will step off. McCrell is on deck for the Spartans. Joseph and Carlson, or Joseph and Santini doing it again. Big cut by Santini. This too, of course, yesterday. This battle's been won by Joseph here today, who's got Santini looking and also swinging in his 2 appearances, but it was the bat yesterday of Santini that ended a wild 20-run game, 11-9 the final. Joseph deals, Santini another big cut, and he is quickly falling behind 0-2. The only run on a pass ball in the last inning, it's given the Lancers a 1-0 lead. Santini stands in. The 0-2 pitch upcoming from Joseph. Popped in the air and running underneath of it and left. And getting there for the out is Gerlach. Runners hold at first and second. So there's now 2 away with McCrell coming to the plate. McCrell has popped up to short, grounded into a fielder's choice. 2 on, 2 out, top of the 5th. Laurel trying to find its first run of the afternoon. That one is lifted in the air, foul, and out of play. If McCrell reaches, Alex Medved is due up next. He is 0 for 2 today. McCrell trying to help his own cause here. Chopped up the middle, gets over the head of Joseph. Tough play at second, and everybody is going to be safe. So Carlson gets down to third. On to second is Walenek. And McCrell is going to get an infield single. Third base hit of the inning here for Laurel. That's going to bring up Medved with the bases loaded here in the top of the 5th. 2 gone. And Holmstrom out there to talk to Joseph. took a big hop over the head of Joseph. So it looks like they're going to take the bat out of Medved's hands here. See who's coming up. It's going to be Jack Brest for Laurel. So he is 1 for 1 yesterday, 2 for 2 this season with a double. And an opportunity here to get the lead for Laurel with a base hit. A base hit can score 2. With 2 gone. Really whipping out in right field as Joseph gets set, trying to protect a 1-0 lead here in the top of the 5th. That one is outside for ball 1. Bases loaded here in the top of the 5th. Joseph the pitch, big swing and a miss. For strike 1, it's now 1-1. Joseph looks in, gets ready to fire. The 1-1 is swung on a miss for strike 2. That pitch on the outside part of the plate, and it's 1-2 now. Huge pitch up coming now for Joseph, trying to get out of this bases loaded jam with 2 gone here in the top of the 5th. Joseph deals, hit up the middle into center, hitting the air to center, and getting, it's not going to be able to, it's going to fall in. Hutchinson did not have a good read on it, and that's going to plate 2 on the pinch hit single by Brest, and it's 2-1 Laurel.
That's the downside of center field here at Kirkwood's Field. You got to do everything to block the sun. He did everything right in center field, did Cole Hutchinson, except find the ball. He blocked the sun perfectly, just like you're taught. But at the last second, you saw him throw the arms up as he just lost it at the very end. Unfortunate for Neshannock, fortunate for Laurel as they take their first lead.
2-run single. McCrell moves over to third as Carlson and Zwolenick get in. And it's now 2-1 Spartans here, still with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Hutchinson had a good break on it, like James just said, and could not catch up to that one.
How about Jack Brest, though? He's now 3 for 3, taking that pinch hitting role seriously. And now we're going to have a courtesy runner, it looks like. This will be Anthony Zaccardi, your Castle courtesy runner. Castle Asphalt, they've been providing commercial and residential asphalt paving, site work, and line striping at castleasphalt.com.
Bailey will get ready to dig in here behind in the count 0-1. Bailey has singled and popped up to third today. That one inside. And down to second is going to go Brest.
Again, kind of the casual trot down to second, little delayed steal action.
Joseph gets set here, laboring here in this inning, trying to get out of this with any further damage. That one is outside. And it's going to be 2-1 now to Bailey. Vern Sipe is due up next. Laurel finally getting that big hit they needed. Again, they stranded 6 in the first 3 innings, and they finally get to Joseph here in this inning. That one outside. And that's going to be 3-1 now to Bailey.
Now that pitch count getting up there too, Eric. That was pitch number 83 of the 100 limit here in the regular season.
Joseph set, fires. That one is hit foul, first base side. So we'll do it again here, 3-2. See if Joseph has one more in him to get out of this inning. But he will have a deficit in front of him. Swing and foul tip by Bailey. Stay alive at 3-2.
And Holmstrip just couldn't quite hang on to that one. Good job by Bailey just to stay alive.
3-2 pitch once again. 2 outs, top of the 5th. Laurel looking for more. That one is hit back into the fence in front of us. And again, Bailey's going to stay alive at 3-2. Sun has come out again into the outfield. Shadow still here in the infield as Joseph deals. That one's hit in the air to center. And Hutchinson moves up to make the play this time, and that'll end the inning. But 2 runs on what's going to come up to 4 hits. Laurel finally breaks through, and they take a 2-1 lead to the 6th on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Back here at Neshannock High School, Eric Thomas and James Dodson with you as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning.
It's stretch time, UPMC 5th inning stretch. UPMC is Lawrence and Mercer County's local choice for advanced orthopedic care, getting you back on your feet faster at upmc.com. Appointments available at any of the 4 Lawrence County locations. Call at 724-983-7000.
It's going to be Mason Mraz to lead it off here for the Lancers, followed by Holmstrup and then Gerlach. All of a sudden, Neshannock trailing 2-1 after that pinch hit 2-run single as Ross looks at ball 1.
I have a very interesting stat for you, Eric, coming up after this pitch.
Kind of half offered at that, but it's in there for ball 2, and it's 2-0.
As we were getting ready for this game, we were looking at the Neshannock box scores. They had a run in response after every single run that has been scored. So anytime a team scored in the top of the inning, they would score one in the bottom of the inning in every of their first 3 games. It was incredible. Wouldn't Laurel do the exact same thing to them yesterday? Every time Neshannock scored as the as the away team, Laurel, the home team, would respond with a run, and then the one time Neshannock didn't score in the top of the 7th, Laurel responds with the walk-off. Funny here. Neshannock scores the first run of the game in the bottom of the 4th. Laurel comes right back and gets the 2-run top of the 5th. You love teams that can respond when something goes wrong.
McCrell, and that's going to be ball 4. He loses Mraz to the leadoff walk.
First walk issued all year from McCrell. And I think we're going to get a pinch runner. We are. That's going to be Lucas Walzer. And how about this? Mentioned the multi-sport athletes. He was at the track meet here earlier today. I was told he just threw a personal best 164 feet 9 inches on the javelin. And now he comes over, puts the baseball spikes on, and is going to be the pinch runner over at first base. So between Hayden Tatterson and Anthony Aiken, part of the record-setting relay team. And now Lucas Walzer, who just set a personal record in the jav. The sharing of athletes, you need to have that at these 1A, 2A, 3A schools, Eric. And I'm really impressed that they were able to do that, heck, even in the same day. A track meet going on off in the distance at Bledgey Stadium to come right up here and do the work on the baseball diamond.
Holmstrup stands in, going to square to bunt, lays that one down. And he is going to get his job done as the runner advances to second. So Holmstrup.
Sacrifice 1-4 officially there, Eric.
That'll bring up Kevin Gerlach, who doubled in his only plate appearance. So many people, you bring up a good point there about the multi-sport. So many people would like to see baseball move to the fall because of the weather. There is no way you could do that at the smaller levels with this many guys that play football and other sports. I mean, it is what it is here in Pennsylvania, and really the Atlantic and East Coast with the weather these couple of weeks. I mean, we've actually been pretty lucky here these first 2 weeks, minus some wet weather.
I mean, no one likes my proposal, and I understand it. I think they just need to flip-flop baseball into the fall. And
up the middle, base hit, and Gerlach is going to get the game tied as pinch runner Walzer, who just comes over from the track meet, gets all the way from second to home on that long single by Gerlach, and we are tied, and there is your response run.
Talk about manufacturing. Perfect. You get the leadoff walk, sacrifice him over the second. The bottom of the order gets the job done. The first ribby of the year for Kevin Gerlach here. Parada Jones-McCree, RBI. Excellence is their guarantee. Parada Jones-McCree, attorneys at law. Tied at 2. There's the response, Eric.
Brings it back to the top of the order, and getting in head first and sliding in there safely is going to be Gerlach at second.
His second stolen base of the year.
With Hutchison at the plate. Hutchison has flown out to the right, and he's also singled, and then was picked off in that rundown in the third. Good lead again at second base by Gerlach as McCrell tries to battle out of this jam now. He's ahead in the count 0-1 and going to get a timeout at home plate. So what's your proposal?
Flip-flop it. Baseball is played in the fall. Football is played in the spring.
Interesting. More of a USFL model, eh? Or UFL, I guess it's called now. And that's going to hit Hutchinson, and he is going to take first base.
Hard 90 from Hutchinson, 2 on, 1 down with Luca Pegley coming into play. Now, my reason for it is just exactly that. The weather come, the end of this spring season is really nice. And you can play football in these rainy, nasty early spring games. Look, if Sean Wren agrees with me, he doesn't agree with anybody. But if our scorekeeper here can agree with me, then I'm completely saying that I got the right proposal here. Because the weather in the fall is so much better, and then you have the idea of the kind of like October baseball style, just like it is in the Major League Baseball. October, maybe into the worst of the first week in November for a finals, just like you have in the World Series. So, yeah, I'm all for the idea of trying to flip-flop it. I know that is basically never going to fly with the love of football, but if you want to go truly based on how the climate is here in Western PA, I do think that's the way it's got to be.
Well, the one thing I would say to that is how many guys leave school early, leave high school early to go play baseball for their college in the spring? That's the early entry question, is more guys are going to do that for football, so it definitely affects their ability to do that. You're not going to leave and enroll. I mean, you can leave and be there for the following fall, and still play as a freshman, but a lot of those guys that end up going as early entries in January or whatever after the high school football season's over, I don't think that would ever work. But it's an interesting proposal for sure, as Pegley is going to stand in. Pegley today 0 for 2.
Yeah, if I got Eric at least thinking about it, tells me something.
Something has to be done to benefit baseball, though. That is for sure. I don't know what the answer is. There's a healthy cut by Pegley for strike one. It's 0-1.
Pegley 0 for 2, a ground out and a fly out today.
And then baseball and the spring sports are the only ones in which half of these teams that make the finals, or all the teams that make the finals, are going to have players that have already graduated.
Right. And, I mean, especially like those who've gone to the military. There have been players who can't play in the state playoffs because they're already gone with their military commitment, and that's tough.
Pickoff attempt at second, and sliding back in there is going to be Gerlach. Yeah, I don't know what the good answer is. I do think football needs to start a week earlier than what it does.
After that Pontius insurance trip to the mountains, that's the action in the Neshannock bullpen. Mason Mraz, who had the pinch runner for him, is warming up. Again, through yesterday, eligible to throw today as he stayed under his 25-pitch limit. As we take a look real quick at our ACTS standings, ACTS is Lawrence County's door-to-door transportation service open to the public. Freedom at 3-0, Shenango at 2-0, Laurel at 2-1. New Brighton and Northgate each at 1-2. Neshannock and the Quips still looking for their first section win.
0-1 pitch upcoming to Pegley as McCrell takes a long look at second, and that's going to hit Pegley, and he is going to take first base.
I think that's an instance right there of maybe focusing too much on the go-ahead runner at second base. Long pauses, working in and out between Santini and Bailey, working at short and second. And, McCrell came in, no walks on the year, but he did have 3 hit batsmen. He did a great job in the first 4 innings, Eric, of not giving any free bases. Well, now it's been 3 in this inning alone. All aboard, and it's Nathan Rickel, the 3-hitter, coming to the plate.
So Gerlach on third, Hutchinson is on second, and Pegley on first. Back-to-back hit batters, and a big cut that time by Rickel for strike one.
And if McCrell was struggling from the stretch, I mean, it does, I guess, give him the opportunity if he chooses to work from the windup, but that's also dangerous with the idea of now you basically take out any chance of a double play.
Rickel lifts that one foul, third base side.
But in the end, it's whatever you can be comfortable with to throw strikes. And good job after back-to-back hit batsman, quickly getting up 0-2 against Rickel, hitting .333 on the year, but he did have a home run yesterday out at Spartan Park.
2-2 game here in the bottom of the 5th. Neshannock with the response to tie it up in this inning as Rickel's going to lift that one in the air towards left center, and coming on to make the play is Walenek, tagging and getting home to take the lead for the Lancers is going to be Gerlach, and it's 3-2 Neshannock here on that sac fly by Rickel.
Does the job. He's down 0-2, gets the barrel on it, gets it lifted to the outfield, and heads up running two from Hutchinson because he was running hard thinking he could even double tag with how high that was in the air, deep in the gap, and then so Lennox still going back on it. So he gets to third, and still a chance with runners on the corners for more runs maybe for Neshannock.
Pegley stayed at first as Cameron will dig in. Cameron is 0 for 2 here this afternoon.
But the response, first from Laurel and now Neshannock getting it right back in the bottom of the 5th.
Rickel has been involved in 2 of the 3 runs today. He was at the plate for the pass ball.
It's worth saying again, Eric.
Or actually scored the run on the pass ball.
Right, yeah, that's right. Every time that Neshannock has allowed a run this year at home, they have responded with a run in the bottom of the inning. Every time.
Mackerel looks over to third, now back to first. Everybody gets back in time.
A good old 31 move. You can step off of the rubber by stepping towards third.
Mackerel delivers. That one is low.
But this section, Eric, Freedom, Neshannock, and Laurel all came in as top 3 of the top 4 in the Trib Live rankings for Class 2A in the WPIAL. Freedom, the defending champions who beat this Neshannock team in the first round of the quarterfinals, of the playoffs a year ago, and took down Laurel as well in the semis.
So McCrell stands in. It's 1-1 here with 2 gone, and down to second. Pegley is going to get there and coming to the plate and sliding in and getting that right hand in there before the ball got there. Beautifully done was Hutchison, and it's 4-2 Lancers.
The double steal. You're safe at Riverside. The throw comes a little bit on the first base side. Good job by Santini realizing he had to come across, get it, and throw it back home. But Hutchinson read it the whole way and gets the run back. A 3 spot here in the bottom of the 5th.
Huge inning for the Lancers here as they take a 4-2 lead and still a runner in scoring position here for Cameron.
That steal brought to you by Riverside Apartments. It's a steal at Riverside, Newcastle Senior Citizen Living Complex.
2-1 pitch. Cameron lifts it in the air. It's going to be into center. And drifting but playing it well is McBride. And Laurel is finally out of the inning. But 3 runs on 1 hit. No errors, and 1 left. And the Lancers put up 3, and they take a 4-2 lead as we go to the 6th on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
At Medore Bonner Law, we're more than just attorneys. We're your community partners. With a combined experience that spans decades, attorneys Jason Medore, Michael Bonner, and Greg Rossitelli are your trusted advisors for all legal matters. From personal injury to estate planning, business law to family disputes, we are here to guide you through every step of the legal process. Our full-service, community-based approach ensures that you're not just a client, but a valued member of our family. Give us a call or visit us online at MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
Through 5 innings of play, Neshannock with a 4-2 lead. Neshannock 4 runs on 5 hits. They've left 3 runners on the bags. 2 runs on 8 hits for Laurel, but they've stranded 8. And that big bottom of the 5th inning, 3 runs with just 1 hit. A walk, a couple of hit batsmen, a sac fly, and a double steal, leading to Neshannock's runs. 3 stolen bases actually in the inning. Now Denny Joseph back on the bump, 87 pitches thrown to this point. We'll try to close things out, or at least get another inning before he hits that 100-pitch limit. He will be taking on the 8-9-1 hitters. Actually, it's a pinch hitter, number 33. Looks like he's going to be hitting for Vern Sipe. So Jack Jones, the second pinch hitter of the game for the Spartans. Jack Jones watching the first pitch breaking ball for strike 1. 1 for 4 with an RBI on the year is Jones. Trying to kickstart things here in the top of the 6th inning.
Got that hit and that RBI yesterday. Also walked in that game.
That one just misses. Evens the count at 1-1. Going to look at our out-of-town scoreboard here in a moment. Brought to you by the Newcastle Transit Authority, serving the city of Newcastle with stops throughout Lawrence County as well. They're going your ways. This one's off the end of the bat, up the middle. It's going to bounce behind second base bag, throw to first, not in time. Really no chance if you couldn't catch it in the air to get the speedy Jack Jones. So how about this? 2 for 2 on the pinch hits so far today are the Spartans.
Man, dialing it up when you need it the most, and given the top of your order, really the double leadoff guys here, Faulkner, and then back to the top with McBride. The top of the order has been really good. So this is a crucial point here for Neshannock. They can't allow anything else.
Squaring the bunt is Faulkner. They get the bunt down this time, and Joseph will flip it on to first. Sacrifice successful, 1-3 for the putout. Couple of score updates. Mohawk baseball won yesterday 10-2. They are trailing Quaker Valley 9-7 late in that game. Neshannock softball victorious in 6 innings, 12-2 over Riverside. But how about the Riverside baseball team? Their mercy ruled 11-0 yesterday. 1-0 victory over Elwood City today. Riverside Panthers still going to Panther. Now McBride to the plate. First pitch will miss outside for ball 1. And not surprised that they would choose to move the runner over here, Eric, but with a 2-run deficit, I mean, this is telling me that, hey, if we can, their goal is to get 1 this inning and 1 next inning in their final 2 at-bats here for Coach Burks and the Spartans. 1-0 pitch fouled right back to the screen, evens the count at 1-1.
6 times on base today for the first 3 hitters in this lineup. A couple of base knocks, 3 base knocks, 4 base knocks, and 2 walks. And Zwolenick, the 2 walks, they've also scored 2 runs. So we said the top of this order for Laurel needed to start finding itself and getting a little bit of momentum for the rest of the team. They've done it here today, but they trail 4-2.
That one misses away, 2-1 to count. A couple other scores going on right now. Non-section play, Shenango Baseball leads Union 15-5. And we'll hopefully get some information about games going on tomorrow. Newcastle gets the sweep of their series against Mars with a 4-1 win. They lost in 8 innings and a walk-off, 4-3. We were talking about that before we got here, Eric. The number of walk-offs so far that we've seen this year, incredible. In fact, Laurel, all 4 games they've played have been a walk-off. Do they have that kind of magic coming again? The 3-1 from Joseph. Fouled back by McBride, and the count runs full. Yeah, I asked Coach Burks if he's had enough of the walk-offs yet. He said if I had any hair left, it would be all gray by now. Fourth year for Coach Burks coaching, where he's a phys ed teacher at Laurel. Payoff pitch. Another one fouled. McBride has seen a multitude of pitches because he's done that very well today, Eric. Started from the first at bat of the game, fouled 3 of them off with 2 strikes. Led to his single in the first. 1 for 3 on the day. Downstairs, and he's on base for the 2nd time today with the walk.
Yeah, it's now 7 times the top 3 in this order have reached, and Carlson's had a couple of base hits and a run scored here today. So getting the stick in his hands with 2 on, again, not catching, but the importance of having his bat in the lineup, especially at the top of this order, big for situations like this.
Probably the last at bat coming for Joseph. Oh, never mind. He was at 98 pitches. This one's lifted to deep right field. Back to the track before making the catch is Aiken, and everybody holds place. As Brest had to return back to the bag, couldn't quite try to tag up. Good track in right field by Anthony Aiken for the 2nd out of the inning.
Played that one well and looked like he had to adjust twice on the run and then also know where the fence was too, because he was running into that. That could have been a lot of trouble, but he made an excellent break on the ball and followed it the whole way.
Zwolenick on base all 3 times today. First pitch swinging, ground ball towards short. Rickle takes it, touches the bag himself to end the inning and end the threat. No runs, a hit and a walk, but both runners left stranded. The Spartans have stranded 10 in the game and trail by 2. To the bottom of the 6th we go on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
If you're looking for quality concrete services, contact the experienced professionals at Doran Concrete. Our company is family, locally owned and operated, and has been serving the community for over 30 years. Get residential or commercial concrete services for any size job. Our skilled professionals offer prompt and reliable services at an affordable price. We believe in the principles of honesty, integrity, and reliability. Get in touch with us for exceptional concrete services at prices that you can afford.
Hey. Good to see you. Come on in, let's go. Yeah!
Laurel teachers support all of our athletes on and off the field.
All right, okay.
Riverside Apartments is Newcastle's premier senior citizens complex. Looking to downsize but still maintain your independence? Riverside Apartments is within walking distance of many of the stores and restaurants of downtown Newcastle. Large efficiency and 1-bedroom apartments currently available for rent. Riverside features on-site laundry facilities, a main floor lounge area, full security door system, storage areas, and reserved on-site parking. And best of all utilities are included, including cable and air conditioning. At prices under $500 per month, there's no question it's a steal. You're safe at Riverside.
Runners left on base has been the story of this one. Neshannock has only left 3 Most of the guys they've gotten on base have scored. They've only got 7 base runners in the game, but they have a 4-2 lead. Meanwhile, Laurel has stranded 2 runners on the bags in 5 of the 6 innings. That's the story of this one, Eric.
Yeah, it has been, and credit to both pitchers who have, in most cases, been able to get out of jams.
Aiken first pitch swinging in a nice sliding effort right at the center fielder McBride to snag it for the first out of the inning.
Back-to-back putouts by McBride. You got Cameron to end the last inning, then that one right there. But, yeah, it's really the story's been the runners left in scoring position, left on base by Laurel in this game, 10 of them. I mean, 3 at this point would be too many.
First pitch swinging is DiMuccio, and he gets his first hit of the game. Came in with the team's leading batting average. That's his second batting average, only behind the man not coming into play, Mason Mraz. Saw Mraz warming up in the bullpen. Some more action down there. That's Cole Hutchinson getting loose and getting ready to go as well.
Yeah, McCrell is up to 67. This will be his 67th pitch now, so he is not in any danger of the pitch count, but you got to wonder at what point did they maybe decide to get him out of there. Faulkner might be the next guy up.
That first pitch is fouled down the third baseline.
Faulkner yesterday did pitch in relief.
Yeah, you saw McVicker start the game. Vern Sipe, Jack Jones, Talon Bailey all pitched last year. Haven't seen any varsity innings so far this year. The 0-1 just misses inside. Rose walked, and his pinch runner, Walzer, scored. Speaking of Walzer, Something for Your Wall Photography is here. Select images from today's game. Available on her site. Search Something for Your Wall. And I know these are the games, well, when your kids go to Neshannock, but you teach at Laurel. Fun times. The 1-1, runner goes, pop up in foul territory to first base. Medved is going to make the catch, throw to first base, not in time. Good job to hustle back by DiMuccio. Second out of the inning, though, on the foul out. Yes, Medved has re-entered as the first baseman after he was pinch hit for back in the 5th, and Vern Sipe back in there at third base as he re-entered. And now we will have a pinch hitter, it looks like, for Neshannock, and this is going to be Michael DeSanti. Michael DeSanti hitting. Want to mention real quick, too, unfortunately, Neshannock not going to be able to use the services of Joey Veronese this year. Missed most of football season as well after suffering an off-the-field injury. First pitch swinging is DeSanti, and will be lifted towards right field, right at Faulkner, who will make the catch to end the inning. A one-out single, but that runner left stranded to end the 6th. 4-2. Back for the 7th inning when we return on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
Your hip, your knee, your shoulder, whatever has been holding you back, UPMC Orthopedic Care is where you'll find experts to help you get back to a better quality of life. UPMC is pioneering minimally invasive surgeries, and we offer personalized treatment plans and same-day surgery to get you home and moving sooner. It's your ankle, your elbow, your hand, and it's your move. Visit upmc.com/ortho to learn how UPMC can help.
Nick's Auto Body, trust your body in our hands. From a scratch to a dent to a major repair, Nick's your man. Making your car look as good as new. Nobody does it better than Nick's Auto Body. Trust your body in our hands. Nick's Auto Body, trust your body in our hands.
Top of the 7th inning, and a pitching change as starter Denny Joseph has reached his 100-pitch limit. Now coming in to pitch will be Cole Hutchinson. He'll move from center field. Anthony Aiken slides over from right field to center field, and Joey DiMuccio, who was the designated hitter, will go to right. So the final line on Denny Joseph, help me out if you got him as well, Eric. I have 6 innings pitched, 9 hits, 2 runs. They were both earned, 5 strikeouts and 3 walks for the senior. 100 pitches thrown in his 6 innings.
Yeah, 30 batters faced. Not a bad outing for him. Was able to battle in and out of some jams during this game and pitched pretty well, and thought he had some pretty good control and good mix of the pitches, at least early in the game. Laurel did get to him for that little stretch, but he was able to battle back and get out of a couple of hot spots the rest of the way.
So Santini, McCrell, and Medved due up.
Hutchison, by the way, this season, he has allowed a hit, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and has a 0, triple zeros for the ERA. So good relief opportunity here. Try to close the door on the Spartans.
0-1. That one goes upstairs, evens the count at 1-1.
Again, the story of this game, 10 left on base for Laurel. So it tells you that they got to Joseph in a lot of spots, but he was just able to get it out of those jams.
Pop up, straight back. A sliding effort and unable to get to it was Holmstrip. Gave it a chase all the way to the Laurel dugout and did the right thing, sliding towards the fence, but unable to make the catch.
Good effort that time, trying to get every out you possibly can to get out of this.
I mean, it's about 60 feet behind the catcher, and he ran about 59 of it. 1-2 now the count. Swing and a miss, blew it by him.
Santini strikes out for the 3rd time today after hitting that walk-off bomb yesterday. His pitching staff really has got him tied up here today.
I want to finish the thought I had about Joey Veronese because he missed the second half of the football season. He was going to be one of the assumed starters or playing a big role his senior year for Neshannock on the baseball diamond. Going into the trades, he wants to be a lineman. He wants to travel the country, and I don't blame him. And he suffered an injury on a Saturday after a game, just going and learning on the job, and didn't want to risk the injury knowing he wanted to work with his hands the rest of his life. I commend him on that tough decision. Now he's the world's best DJ up here in the booth, or so I'm told. Depends on who you're asking, though.
Spinning the 1s and 2s. Yeah, that was a tough loss for that Neshannock team last year. It would have been a valuable lineman. You told me that early in the year, and I was like, uh-oh, that's a problem.
1-1 pitch is lifted to shallow right, and it falls in. How about this play coming in? Did they keep the tag on him? They do not. He slides around. A good effort from McCrell, never stopping. The ball landed right on the right field line. The throw coming in, as you'll check out on the replay, you see McCrell never slows down. But look at the slide to get around the tag. Tough to see through the fence, obviously, but he wraps the arm around to avoid any tag, and that's exactly what the base umpire, Brian D'Angelo, is showing, because he did overslide it, but he switched from one hand to the other to keep a hand on the bag the whole time.
That was beautifully done all around. That was a great piece of hitting, right on the edge there, the foul line, and then just heads-up base running by McCrell, and a great throw and a great attempt to get him.
So we have another pinch hitter as Jackson McVicker will now bat here in the 7th.
And the hope here, too, James, is that this thing gets in, because we got some weather blowing into the area right now until about 1 in the morning. So hopefully this can go quick here. Either Neshannock gets out of it and this thing ends, or if it's extended any stretch, it's not extended into that window with the rain. Nothing quite in the area yet, but there is some yellow and orange. Yeah, there's some yellow and orange that's out just west of us in the Youngstown area, so not a lot of time here before that gets to us.
Vickers' lone RBI in the year came yesterday. Getting the pinch hit. Opportunity here, watches strike 1.
And the light's not on here yet either, too, so it's gotten a little darker, but no lights on. Still plenty of daylight here, about an hour to go.
0-1 the count to McVicker. Hutchinson outside, but just misses down. Evens the count at 1-1. Third appearance of the year for Cole. Second time out of the bullpen. Trying to close this one out for Neshannock. It's a swing and a miss to make the count 1-2. Long pause, now kick and fire. Misses away, evens the count at 2-2. A little more over-the-top delivery from Hutchinson, I guess understandably as a outfielder going to the pitcher's mound.
Trying to generate something with McVicker, only hitting 091, 1 of 11.
But he's going to allow the runner to advance 90 feet on the wild pitch. Runner on third doesn't matter too much with the 2-run Neshannock advantage, but now a full count to McVicker, the pinch hitter, representing the tying run at the plate.
Yeah, you can let that run go, but you got to get this out. You've got to get the second out here.
Payoff pitch inside and hits him.
That's tough.
Tying run now aboard.
Yeah, you are in a spot in the lineup, though, if you're looking at this from Hutchinson's standpoint. You know, Jack Jones pinched hit and got aboard. Bailey is 0 for his last 2. He does have a single here today. But this is a part of the order that this pitching staff for Neshannock has been able to kind of work around today. It's really been the top of the order. So if anybody gets on here between these next two and gets back to McBride, that's when you really have to start to worry. And that happens, of course, you're probably looking at a tie game anyway.
Pinch hitter at first base as well now. It's Anthony Zaccardi. He's got a couple of stolen bases on the year. Saw him earlier as a courtesy runner. Now runners on the corners. That's the tying run at first base. First pitch inside corner for strike 1 to Bailey. Good comeback right there for Hutchison. Runner goes on the 0-1. Fly ball, left center field. Left fielder Gerlach calls off the center fielder Aiken, makes the catch. The run will score. So Bailey credited with a RBI sac fly. Parada Jones McCree Ribby cuts the lead down to 1. But now just 1 out remaining for Laurel. And it's Ryan Michaels who's going to get his first plate appearance of the season to step in as the pinch hitter. Oh, 0-1 the count to Michaels. Take it 0-2 as he gets the call down at the knees.
Work that outside corner a lot today. These Neshannock pitchers go right back to it, try to get him to chase it.
The 0-2. Runner goes, swing and a miss. It won't matter. Cole Hutchinson gets the K, his second of the inning, and gets the save. Neshannock earns the series split. Final score here today from Kirkwood Field. Neshannock 4, Laurel 3. We'll be back to recap it all when we return. This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Thank you for calling AXE. Where can we take you today?
To work, to the store, to Grandma's house. AXE can get you there, but it's much more than a ride. It's a joyride.
It's so convenient for them. We take them door to door. We help them get off and on the bus if they need to use the lifts.
I love the people, especially the senior citizens.
They care about us as much as we care about them.
Even if it's the same day, to schedule your joyride, call AXE today.
Calling all sports fans. Never miss a moment with real-time alerts, keeping you in the loop when your favorite teams are playing.
Get instant updates sent straight to your phone with game schedules, changes, and all the latest news.
You can receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for game time.
Be the first to cheer on your local teams and show your support.
Receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for the game.
Signing up is quick and easy. Don't miss out. Sign up now and stay connected to the action.
Plus, follow us on social media for live updates, behind-the-scenes content, and community news.
Being the home team to playing at home. And at LGKG, we have been your home team for over 90 years.
We're more than just a law firm. We're your friends, your neighbors, an advocate when life takes an unexpected turn.
We're not just lawyers that practice law. We live in this community, just like you.
When you need us most, we're at our best.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Celebrating 25 years of the best coverage of high school sports in Western Pennsylvania. This is the Trib Live High School Sports Network, covering 140 schools throughout all 3 sports seasons. Trib HSSN is always there. On tribhssn.triblive.com, you'll find live and archive broadcasts, scores, standings, news, and so much more. The Trib Live High School Sports Network, broadcasting high school sports in Western Pennsylvania for 25 years.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Like in sports, it takes a great team to protect you, your family, and your business. MVP Insurance is that team. From home and auto to life and commercial insurance, you can count on us for coverage that adapts to your needs.
We're committed to excellence for our clients' experience and in serving our community.
It's a winning combination.
MVP Insurance. Don't get left on the sidelines. Log on to mvpins.com or call today to get your free quote.
Tri-County Principals post-game show here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP, as it's a 4-3 final. Neshannock able to earn the split after the walk-off win from Laurel a day ago. Neshannock able to hold serve at home. 3 runs on 10 hits for Laurel. They leave 10 on the bags. 4 runs on 6 hits for Neshannock. They leave 4 runners stranded in the game. Eric Thomas, as we get through our full scoring recap here in a moment, just first some quick thoughts about the resiliency of both these teams. The back and forth, one team scores, the other responds. It's that's how the whole series has been. That's how this entire season in this difficult Section 2 is.
Yeah, and we said at the onset today too about Joseph and really Neshannock needing to find kind of the ace for this team. Well, this is 2 good outings by him too. It's not going to look so much like it today. I mean, he extended himself 100 pitches, hit the limit, and gave up 9 hits, the 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. That seems pretty pedestrian, but considering that they need somebody to step up and really become like the number 1 guy on this staff, you couple that with what he did against South Allegheny, and I think they may have found their number 1 pitcher. And really, to me, where he showed his best today, again, the top of this Laurel lineup was vital to their success here today. They got on base 7 times today between those 3 guys. But when they got to Lucas Santini, he's 0 for 4. He got him on 3 strikeouts and then also a fly out to center field. So to me, that was the mark of a great performance by Joseph today, which I think this Neshannock team needed. And for Laurel on the other side, the highlight for them, again, going back to it, top of the order, 7 times those guys got on base. They really needed a spark in the top of the order. When you have a guy hitting the ball as well as Santini is, you need to load the plate for him. They did just that. I think that's a good piece for them building going forward. Plus, McCrell, depending on what Santini's situation is with pitching, they need to see something out of these younger pitchers too. And he was good enough to win the game today if he needed to.
Wait, what was his final pitch count in the game? Like 70?
He only threw 70 pitches, correct.
So, I mean, that tells you enough right there. He was a pitch to contact, did the little things, but Neshannock getting 3 runs on 1 hit in the 5th inning being the big difference. Let's look at the scoring recap here, brought to you by Gem Master Builders and Craftsman. Low on the top of the first, a leadoff single from McBride, a walk from Zwolenick, but both runners stranded on the bags. Those are the first 2 of 11 that were stranded in the game for the Spartans. 2 more stranded singles from Bailey and Faulkner at the bottom of the order, but a fly out to end the second. Still scoreless all the way through the 3rd inning. Both teams getting 2 runners on base in the 3rd. Neshannock in the bottom of the 3rd had runners on the corners with 1 out, but Hutchinson caught stealing on a double steal attempt going to second base to end really the threat. First run of the game comes in the 4th inning. The bottom of the 4th, Nathan Rickle leads off with a double and advances to 3rd on a fly ball, and then tags up going to 3rd base on a fly ball, and then scores on a pass ball for the first run of the game. But Laurel, just like yesterday, every time Neshannock scored, Spartans had the response. They scored 2 in the top of the 5th inning. A 1-out single from Colton Carlson. Zwolenick follows with a single of his own. An infield single from McCrell loads the bases, and then a 2-out, 2 RBI pinch hit single from Jack Brest gave Laurel the 2-1 advantage. Brest now, by the way, perfect 3 for 3 on the season in his pinch hit opportunities. Neshannock, though, they come right back. They're beginning in the bottom of the 5th. Mason Mraz, a leadoff walk. His pinch hitter, Lucas Walzer, is sacrificed to second by Holmstrup. Kevin Gerlach with the RBI single to tie the game at 2 after Hutchinson's hit with a pitch and then Pegley hit with a pitch to load the bases. Nathan Rickle with a sac fly gives Neshannock the 3-2 lead that they would not relinquish, and then a double steal to get the insurance run. And how big is that insurance run, Eric, as Cole Hutchinson steals home when Luca Pegley steals second base, because that insurance run allowed Neshannock to not have to play infield in there later on coming up in the 7th inning.
Yeah, that's a good point. And, I think that you play these 2 teams, they play 10 times. They probably split them 5-5.
Yeah.
And 5 are probably like today, 5 are probably like yesterday. I think that's just the way it's going to be for them all season long. But, again, some good signs of life from the top of that order. And it was a well-played game. That felt for late March, and for the second week of the year, that felt like a big high-stakes playoff game.
Yeah, it certainly did. And Laurel came out swinging again in the 6th inning. They got a single from Jack Jones on a pinch hit, a McBride walk, but a fly out and a ground out ended the inning, and then Cole Hutchinson finishes it off. Gives up a 1-out double to McCrell. A hit batsman and a sac fly scores McCrell, but then able to strike out Ryan Michaels to end the game and get his 2nd save of the year. Denny Joseph, the winning pitcher, 2-1 on the year. McCrell now 0-3 on the season. Tough 0-3 record there for McCrell. Finishing off the game, and again, Hutchinson's 2nd save of the year. Denny Joseph, 2 runs, they were both earned, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks on 9 hits in his 6 innings pitched. Eric, he's our MVP of the game. No, it's not the most gaudy stats in the world, but he got out of a bunch of jams throughout the course of the game, and as you kind of alluded to, needing to have a strong pitching performance, and he came out and did so. Especially, I think more than anything, the reason why he's my MVP today, you give up the game winner in a walk-off fashion, you come back less than 24 hours later and get the job done like that today.
Right, and you've got to have good stuff when you pitch, obviously. You've got to have out pitches. You got to have good off speed. You got to have a good fastball. He mixed his pitches up really well today early in this game, try to get ahead of those guys at the top of the order and challenge them, and they were able to get the best of him in some spots, but every single time he got pushed, he was able to come back, get out of a jam, get a guy to fly out, get a guy to line out, strike a guy out like Santini, and I think that's the mark of a good pitcher. Sometimes when you don't have your A-plus stuff, your C game is good enough to win if you can generate the outs like he was able to do or get out of the situations like he did today. That was a very strong performance.
So he's your MVP Insurance MVP of the game. Call MVP for the win. Your Mayo Chiropractic play of the game, it's going to be It's going to be Cuzzy. Kevin Gerlach, he got the tying RBI single, and then he scored the winning run on the sac fly there in the 5th inning. 2 for 2, an RBI and a run scored today. 9-hitter doing the job.
Yeah, he really did, and made a couple good plays in the outfield too. Was able to track some balls out that way as well. Anytime you get the 9-hole and you get guys that are going to generate offense or contribute to this, sometimes especially in high school baseball, sometimes you see these lineups, especially at the lower classification levels, where it's really like 4 guys in the lineup, like in the middle, or it's 4 guys like at the top of the lineup, and the bottom of the lineup is not the strongest part. Neshannock, I think, has a really well-constructed lineup in the sense that if those 2 top guys start to hit, and Pegley and at the very top of the order, they get some guys on, I think they're going to be in Hutchison, they're going to be a really tough lineup 1 through 9. You keep getting the production like you do at the bottom, and then those top 2 guys start to hit, and you have the meat like really from 3 down to 6.
Yeah.
That's a tough lineup to mess with. And, they don't need to play their best baseball right now. They need to figure it out right now and figure out who is going to do best in what spot. And that was what today was about. And they won a close game. Coming back after some adversity, they're now, 4 of the games that they've played have all been decided by 2 or less runs. So that's a really good sign for this team, especially with the pitching questions. I think they answered a few more questions here this afternoon.
So your Mela Chiropractic play of the game for Kevin Gerlach. He, as well as Denny Joseph, getting customized T-shirts courtesy of the Red Zone in honor of being today's play of the game and MVP of the game award recipients. And you can view the full list at lcsportsnet.com. Click on awards. Congratulations, Denny Joseph. Congratulations to Kevin Gerlach, your award recipients today from Neshannock High School. And your time of the game, by the way, 1 hour and 54 minutes. Well, that'll wrap things up. We were talking a little bit down at field level. I was talking with Barb Kennard. There's a big softball game tomorrow scheduled. We don't think it's going to happen between Neshannock and Shenango because it's supposed to be at Shenango. If we got word that there was a chance that game might move here to Neshannock, then we would consider trying to do it. So stay tuned. Don't think that'll end up happening, but this is probably the final games we think, Eric, before we head into the holiday weekend here with, unfortunately, the weather that's coming through.
Yeah, it's just the way it's going to be the rest of the season, and hopefully we get through April and unscathed and good weather. Get us through May unscathed, and the weather gets better as you go. And we've been lucky the last couple of years when the playoffs have rolled around about not having too many delays for playoffs. So fingers crossed that we get that in tomorrow and everybody can head to a little holiday break with some momentum.
Well, you guys all enjoy it at home. We thank you for tuning in live or archived on the Lawrence County SportsNet. Big thank you to Matt Flannery and Rob Nattell doing the technology work here today. Eric Thomas making the trip up north. Of course, big thanks always to everyone at Neshannock, Coach Q and Coach Burks for their great information and getting a chance to chat with them before the game as well. Final score one last time here from Mike Bubba Kirkwood Field. Neshannock 4, Laurel 3 as the Spartans and the Lancers split their season series. Stay tuned for more great action coming up after the holiday break, all on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball.